Hello and welcome to your daily dose of Satoshi's news. Today's day is Friday the 13th of June 2025, the year BSV comes alive. Branch your threads, expand your mind with treechat.ai or your post put on chain. Right, let's see what we've got today. We have got to talk about this. Look at this. Labour's Darren Jones claimed the majority of people crossing the channel on small boats are women and small children. Do you believe Darren? I couldn't believe my ears. Like, they honestly think that we're so stupid that they can literally tell a barefaced lie straight to our faces and still keep a straight face. Even Nigel Farage has weighed in on this. He's like, look, Labour's Darren Jones claims the majority of illegal migrants crossing Dover are children, babies and women. This is simply not true. Another clueless Labour minister. So we've got to talk about that. And who he is? Look at that. Chief Secretary to the Treasury. You know, I wonder who might be financing all these boat gangs then. Surprise, surprise. We're just going to talk about how that ties into Rockefeller's secret covenant. We've got Charles Hoskinson's doubling down on Cardano. Why is it they seem to be getting worried? And look at that. I mean, he looks like an old man. He's only like 37, 38 years old, born in 1987. Unbelievable. He looks like an old man. Matt Goodwin talking about the discrepancy in the payments between literally like natives and for these diversity jobs, they're actually being paid more than some nurses and doctors. Unbelievable. Going to talk about MicroStrategy, how the director of MicroStrategy has just cashed out all of his strategy stock for 10 million. Oof. We'll have a look at some of the articles on Cointelegraph and CoinGeek as well. Some posts from CSW as usual. Fantastic post here from Ruth Heasman. She looks like she's written another book, or it's going to be a work in progress. Some 365 days of Bitcoin history, and then that will be the end of the show. Right, let's get into it.
Satoshi, like a cowboy in the West, riding on the blockchain that they call the very best. 1 million strong, them transactions flying free. Just wait for the terror node, you'll surely see.
Alrighty, here we go. So we have got to listen to this. Here we go, have a listen. This is just unbelievable.
And when you see that the majority of the people in these boats are children, babies and women who
yeah, no men at all.
have been
No, they're not.
He didn't even mention men. Children, babies, women. Like, when have you ever seen a child, a baby or a woman on these boats? I've never seen one.
No, they're not.
no, you have got to take look, I get this is
North of 90% of them are adult men.
let me be
Hang on, you're saying that's not true?
No, look, this is why it's not
Now he's deciding whether or not to actually confirm his own lie.
controversial.
Is it true or
I'm
not?
saying it's not true. Now, and I'm saying that this is controversial for a reason, and it's not. You're told not to challenge the audience on question time, but I'm going to. So let me tell you this story. When there are babies and children put into that position
Bullshit.
by human trafficking gangs
Bullshit.
who are coming across in the channel
Bullshit.
with skin burns from the oil from those boats mixing with the salt seawater.
Hold on 1 second. He makes it sound like they're fleeing some war-torn country. They're crossing the channel. They're coming from Europe. Like, what the hell is he going on about?
I would ask any of you to look at those babies and children and say, go back where you came from.
What? Yeah, what? Europe? Yeah, a nice bed and breakfast over there.
It is right to be there to help them.
Oh, look, he's clapping there. Somebody with a big nose wearing a bright pink outfit. Oh, they're not in the bright colour brigade, are they?
Right that we are a country that respects our human rights obligations, but it is also right that we should have a border that is functioning and an immigration system that is functioning. It was left out of control by the last government.
You know
That's right, yeah, just blame the other government.
coming from
and we're
France.
going to go.
You know that
Yeah, look, they're coming from France, you just pointed out.
Going to be taking
Hang on, dear, I'll
control
come
of
to
it
you in a
again. It's right that we take a humanitarian response for those people who are put in those positions, and as the government's policy states, dealing with the criminal gang
Of which I suspect he's part of.
who were exploiting vulnerable children to use that route, and then tackling the people.
I mean, like, how can you say that you're not part of it when you're going to tell a barefaced lie like that? He's in on it, part of the propaganda. Yeah, they need propaganda in order to fulfill this kind of like trafficking route.
Who should not be using it and making sure that they're not staying in this country. You can do both of those things without politicizing it in the way that you do.
Yeah.
Well,
Look at that, just a few, literally, even though the audience is completely staged, like just got a few people clapping there. Where's the diversity in that audience? Unbelievable.
And when
So yeah, Nigel Farage has weighed in on it, saying Labour's Darren Jones claims the majority of illegal migrants crossing at Dover are children, babies and women. This is simply not true. Another clueless Labour member. See, look, Nigel Farage says another clue. I mean, he's got to choose his words carefully. But I mean, if he honestly thinks he's clueless, you know, I mean, there is clueless and there is beyond. Literally beyond. And look at the position he's got. This is where it ties into Bitcoin. Look, Chief Secretary to the Treasury. The Treasury that can print an unlimited amount of fiat currency. And we know that obviously the Treasury is funded by birth certificates, you know, our corporate entities via deception, you know, which means so therefore you've got the bank saying, oh, it's not us, it's not us. Oh, it's the Treasury. Yeah, well, what is the Treasury? What is the definition of the Treasury? The Treasury is our own sweat equity, which is why there's like an unlimited value on that. Which is where that's probably where they're getting the money from. And look, he's now defending them. Absolutely effing disgraceful. Like livid. This is why the world needs Bitcoin. Because they can't make Bitcoin up. Bitcoin is fixed in supply. Bitcoin fixes this. That's my point. Good grief. And check this out. So this was Rockefeller's secret covenant where he basically tells everybody exactly what they're doing. And listen to this. 0.49, like right at the bottom. Here we go. Look, there we go. They must never ever find out what we have done, for if they do, we shall have no place to run. For it will be easy to see who we are once the veil has fallen. Our actions shall have revealed who we are, and they will hunt us down, and no person shall give us shelter. Exactly, their actions will reveal who they are, and his actions has just revealed who he is. As this is where we'll track everybody else down as well. Right, let's get on to these scumbags as well. Hoskinson starting to shit himself a little bit. I wonder why. Have a listen.
and you know what? Bitcoin no longer has earned the right to call itself the only sound money blockchain. Cardano is here too.
So what?
We will not allow the maxis in the Bitcoin ecosystem to take that from us. ADA is sound money.
Whatever, mate. Honestly, the amount of shit that they come out with. And when have you ever seen Hoskinson working with anyone? Like, he's got this office here. There's never anybody in it. He's all on his own. He is literally an absolute scammer.
We are far more decentralized.
Bullshit!
We are deflationary in our monetary policy.
Bullshit!
And we've honored all, as our community, the commitments and principles and promises that were made.
He's talking absolute crap. Cardano has done nothing. What does it do? Oh, that's right. Nothing. Same as it's always done when it was first launched. Absolutely nothing.
And we have engaged in a long arc roadmap and been up for 7 years.
And what have you achieved in the 7 years? Absolutely fucking nothing.
At what point are we a real cryptocurrency? They'll never say it.
Because it's not.
Because they understand that the biggest threat to Bitcoin's dominance has and always will be Cardano.
Whatever, mate. Honestly, literally the only reason people bought Cardano is because there's a picture with him with his spectacles on next to a whiteboard, looking like a professor, because he looks like 20 years older than he really is. That's all it is.
Because we were the ones who listened to the innovators.
Who's we, mate? Cardano is all you.
In the Bitcoin ecosystem, whether it been the innovators with Lightning, the innovators with color coins, the innovators of Satoshi's vision, and where he wanted to take.
Hey, Satoshi's vision. Look, he's clearly got Satoshi's vision on his mind. I wonder why.
Take it and how it would change the world. And so many of these people, because I was there personally for more than 10 years, again and again and again.
Oh, shut up, mate. Honestly, I'm having trouble listening to this.
Posed amazing ideas, whether they be color coins or such.
Oh, shut up.
And none of them ever really ended up becoming first-class citizens in the Bitcoin roadmap because they said perfection was achieved January 3rd of 2009. We were the ecosystem that listened and finished the work. We created extended UTXO, Plutus, and all the derivative languages as an ecosystem.
He's talking absolute shite.
We figured out how to actually get Nakamoto consensus to work properly in the proof of stake world.
Nakamoto consensus in proof of stake. That's an oxymoron if ever I heard one.
Have the exact same security properties as proof of work. But
no, it doesn't. Oh my God.
Take all the benefits of what proof of stake gives us. And it took a very long time. 9 years of meticulous.
God, he's just sitting there, literally like trying to act all innocent, like butter wouldn't melt in his mouth. Honestly, the whole thing about him just stinks.
Research, dozens of papers, tons of peer review, tons of formal methods work.
Tons of bullshit.
Massive amounts of simulations.
Massive amounts of bullshit.
And a live network for 7 years that's never gone down and been hacked and broken.
Whatever, mate. How many times has Cardano been restarted and how many upgrades have they had? The last time I paid attention to it was like some Shelly, some bullshit.
We took that road and we showed the world how to do that. And because of this, the programmability and now on-chain governance, we have
programmability on-chain governance. Can we have any more cliches, Charles?
A vastly superior model. So they're scared because they know at the end of the day, if all it is just what has more adoption and price, and we're thinking decade by decade, and we have a better growth engine.
How many Cardano has he cashed out? Like last I heard, his estimated worth was like $500 million, like 500 million.
Eventually, like Facebook, the MySpace, it's not even a competition. We will win and overcome.
Talking absolute shite, mate. Absolute shite. I mean, look at this. Look, born 1987. Or 1988, aged 37 to 38. And I remember that picture of him back in I think it was the African Blockchain Summit in 2018, when as soon as he got up, when Craig came up to talk on stage. Like literally, I mean, what, we're now 5, 6, so that would have been 7 years ago. So he would have been in his late 20s, possibly like early 30s in that. And he looked like he was in his like late 40s, almost 50. Unbelievable. Look. Just shocking. And check this out. So Matt Goodwin has said here, the NHS is investing around 40 million every year in more than 800 diversity jobs, some of which pay more than nurses and doctors. I mean, again, this is exactly what happened in Weimar, Germany in the 1930s when they were discriminating against the native Germans. Giving all their jobs, to the bright coloured community and all. I mean, look, they got NH flag on the front of it. Literally, this is a totalitarian one world government takeover. Via causing absolute chaos and inversion. Literally, inverting all nature's laws. All God's law. Yeah, that's right. Men can get pregnant, chicks with dicks and all that crap. Like, absolutely insane. But again, and Bitcoin will stop this, because the reason they can get away with perpetrating all this propaganda is because they have an unlimited supply of promissory notes that they print from nothing. When the supply of the medium of exchange is fixed, they can't waste it on stuff that doesn't actually bring value to society, and all they want to do is tear it down. And that's what inflation does, pitches people off against one another, and that's exactly what they're doing. They are literally playing into the hands of their own economic system that they have created and that we are stuck in right now until Bitcoin takes hold. Jeepers, it's gonna take a lot to turn this around though. Like, oh my God. But you've got to start somewhere. Check this one out. So MicroStrategy director dumped entire stake. Apparently, Carl Ricketson just cashed out all of his MicroStrategy shares for $10 million while the company keeps buying BTC. When directors quietly exit, investors should pay attention. What does he know that Saylor doesn't? Well, this is, if he's dumped all those MicroStrategy shares, this is an indication that the director of the company now no longer has any faith in the financial future of the company that he is directing. What does he know? or even if he doesn't have any faith in the future of the company that he is directing, even if he does have that, well, the fact is he's still going to be anticipating an imminent, massively southward move in the value of the share price to actually cash out all of his shares in the company. Like, I would say he knows what's coming. Yeah, as do we. This is maybe going to be the first lots of liquidity or exit liquidity that we're going to see, along with Kraken doing an IPO and all that, just in the same way that Coinbase did. They're getting out. That's what it looks like to me. Let's see what we've got on Cointelegraph then. Editor's Choice saying Sharp Link buys 463 million in ETH, becomes largest public ETH holder. Not bothered. Bitcoin now, older investors risking everything for a crypto-funded retirement. Like, they had to put this in there, don't they? Yeah, like, all these people retirement. Oh my God, look at that. Now they're trying to make people feel sorry for them. Look, the time-honoured advice for older people approaching retirement is to reduce your exposure to risky assets to preserve your nest egg. But what if your nest egg has already been destroyed and you need a risk high return method to make it all back in the space of a few years so you can retire comfortably? It's not a strategy for the faint-hearted, and it could easily go horribly wrong. There's the warning. In the event of a sudden crash to a prolonged bear market, but some crypto investors see it as their last best hope. I think your risk appetite would have to be pretty extreme to have all your eggs in any one basket, especially if that's a volatile asset crypto, says payment consultant and former banker Rod Tasker. Sydney project manager Alex P is trying to set himself up once again for retirement after he lost the majority of his holdings in the collapse of Celsius, a risky crypto lending venture masquerading as a safe bank-like platform that provided unusually high interest on crypto saving accounts. The 52-year-old tells a magazine he invested all of his family's funds into Celsius and switched his self-managed super fund there too. That's the Australian equivalent of a self-directed individual retirement account. His 80-year-old mother saw how much interest he was getting from the platform and invested her retirement savings into Celsius too. Oh my God. And he says here, I completely drank the Kool-Aid of that business, so I had most of my crypto there. He says you could essentially have a financial freedom and one day retire, then live off the income, which is what we did. Oh my God. Oh my goodness me. And now they're all in on this, the biggest Ponzi the world has ever seen. And all orchestrated, by those involved in the financial system. They all know what's going on, including the regulators. They all know it. Let's have a look at CoinGeek then. So some articles here saying BTC miners hope May flowers make investors forget Q1 showers. Did Circle IPO kick off the crypto IPO boom? South Korea unveils bills to allow stablecoin issuance. A look into BTC hash rate surge. UK lodges super national approach to decentralized disputes. What? Let's see what this is then. The United Kingdom Law Commission, a statutory independent body that keeps UK laws under review and recommends reform, opened a consultation on June 5th to determine the tricky and controversial issue of which countries' laws apply when disputes arise over decentralized digital assets and networks. Again, like Craig said, they're already all in place, but they're just going to try and cover it up. First reported by Ledger Insights on June 6th, the Commission proposed an innovative supranational approach that considers protocol white papers and network participants' expectations rather than attempting to apply existing territorial rules to complex decentralized disputes to overcome this dilemma. Since the entry of the distributed ledger technology and its most famous iteration, blockchain, onto the global scene, legal systems around the globe have been struggling to get to grips with a decentralized or semi-decentralized structure of many entities utilizing the technology. Again, it's all just bullshit. They're just simply covering up the fact that it's securities fraud, like blatant securities fraud. That's why they're saying, oh yeah, we're having difficulty. Oh, we're not sure. We're trying to do this. It's all of this bullshit. Oh, we're not sure. It's difficult. We're trying. Oh, yeah, we're not sure which laws to apply. We're trying to appease everybody. They just want to keep the scam going. That is it. That's it. and we know it. Let's have a look at some posts here from CSW. Check this out. 13 hours ago, so he said, when I say effing morons will get deleted, don't come crying with, but I'm a BSV supporter, like somehow that makes you immune. I don't give a flying F what acronym you wave around. You act like this, you act like this twat, you're gone. This idiotic self-sabotaging mentality is, oh, has that been deleted as well? Oh, there's another one that he's also responded to as well. He said, I'm not writing effing theories. I'm laying out real tangible things that people can actually build. Not dreams, not hypotheticals, blueprints. You want to build something, take them, use them. I've published the models, explained the mechanics, handed the keys over. And yes, I don't think there's any more. Oh. And yes, some people have already taken those and done something with them. Great, but I can't build every damn thing I come up with. There aren't enough hours in the day. Oh, finally admitting there aren't enough hours in the day. That's your opportunity. If you don't like that, stiff effing pickles. You can either take what's there and run with it, or go build something else. Your call. But if you're going to put that in the if you're going to put in the work, don't whinge like it's my job to drag you across the finish line. I gave you the match. If you can't strike it, that's on you. Don't bitch because you got handed something valuable and you're not effing smart enough to do anything with it. Take responsibility is what he's saying there. And check this one out. He said, The Coward's Creep, a treatise on the failure of non-aggression principles and the moral collapse of voluntarism. Oh. The non-aggression principle isn't moral. It's a toddler's fantasy dressed in pseudo-logic. This essay dissects it, burns it, and salts the earth beneath. Game theory, logic, philosophy, all roads lead to the same verdict. Nap, an intellectual cowardice masquerading as virtue. Yeah, absolutely. He knows. He's absolutely nailed that one. Look at that. It's a beautiful bike that he's got there. Loving that. Looks like he's having ice baths as well. And I've got so much work. So much work on there. Amazing. The Sword of Truth, why freedom of speech demands identity. Oh. Freedom of speech, properly understood, is not merely a license to utter any thought. It is a duty-bound liberty, grounded in the recognition that words are acts. Speech without consequence is noise, and consequence arises only when the speaker is known. Anonymity is not the guardian of liberty, it is the saboteur. To hold truth sacred, identity must be unmasked. Yeah, so people are accountable for what they do. Amazing stuff. Honestly, just, I mean, literally talking about, like, I mean, the stuff that he comes out with is literally going to go down in history. Like, is it Confucius, the famous philosopher? In years come, I'm literally, all of Craig's, like, posts, hopefully they're going to be preserved and put on chain. Absolutely phenomenal stuff. A modern day philosopher. Which is what we're literally witnessing here. Just amazing. Absolutely amazing. Talk about amazing though. Check this out. Ruth Heasman has said here, I wrote another book. It's a sort of work in progress until it goes to print. Feedback welcome. The AI Bitcoin revolution drops the ultimate blueprint for building tomorrow's trust infrastructure, where AI meets BSV blockchain equals unstoppable innovation. Read it free online now. Coming soon on the paperback. Oh, that is fantastic, Ruth. She continues here saying, your next unicorn idea is waiting. Our generator creates BSV business concepts, so innovate. You'll wonder why nobody thought of them before. Join the AI Bitcoin revolution today. Oh, wow. Check it out. She says, come on, folks, generate some AI Bitcoin business ideas and post them on X. It's free to do so. Configure your vision. Business category, target market, AI focus, revenue model, BSV feature priority, innovation level. Oh, wow. Hey, check it out. That is ace. That is ace. Wow. Loving that. Loving the innovation there. So we're on our 13th of June. So check this out. On the 13th of June 2011, the Mt. Gox Bitcoin exchange reported some 25,000 BTC, which is $400,000 at the time, had been stolen from 478 accounts. Oh, can you imagine that now? Oh my God. On the 13th of June 2022, crypto lender Celsius pauses withdrawals. June 13th, 2022. Bitcoin value, that was 22,487. Bitcoin value 10 days later was 21,085. On the cryptocurrency chart lending platform, Celsius paused all withdrawals, causing more pain to the fragile crypto market. Due to extreme market conditions today, we are announcing that Celsius is pausing all withdrawals, swap and transfers between accounts, the company said in a memo to clients. Good. That was so what was the other one? Oh, that was Celsius, and then later they had the Terra Luna collapse. I mean, jeepers, like, it's just absolute scammers. Absolute scammers. Anyway, that's a 25-minute show. We'll leave you there. Hope you enjoyed it. So as ever, if you enjoy these updates, please ding all donations for your appreciation to either Satoshi@sendme.com, handcash.io, rockwallet.me, simply.cash, related.com, or Senti.ch. We'll leave it there. Hope you enjoyed it. And as ever, be aware, take care, stay safe out there, and we'll see you in the next one.
2 years ago, you got SegWit, which we lied and cheated and stealed, and I was part of the lying and cheating and stealing to get SegWit, to get Lightning, which, by the way, had critical vulnerabilities and lost people's money.
The king still has one more move.
Remember, Bitcoin is BSV. Everything else is BS.